We got Abdul. You want to watch and laugh?
So my mom made me Christian. She taught me what she could. But I still don't know what
Let us go.
to go.
Sister said that the father was a Muslim.
Okay,
Correct,
go.
with the
To
father
my
only.
mother.
Made her a Christian.
Go to
When
the
they
question.
took Hur, that beautiful woman, what will the woman get? The same question was asked to Hazrat Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, who's the wife of the Prophet. So the wife of the Prophet replied that the woman will get that which your heart hasn't desired, what your eyes hasn't seen, what your ear hasn't heard about. That means, inshallah, you will get something equal. What your heart hasn't desired, what your eyes hasn't seen, what your ear hasn't heard. So
Hey, girl, you will get a lot of F in there. A lot of men, they will F you. You will get the same, sister. Yes, your dad will get a woman to F them. A lot of women, you will be F too. Allahu Akbar. Get your vagina ready.
inshallah, if you go to heaven,
Yeah.
you will get something good, which inshallah you'll be satisfied. But the question is, first you have to enter heaven.
Yeah.
If you don't enter heaven, you won't.
Okay, if you, the question is, in order for your vagina to get all this effing, are you going to go to heaven first? I don't know if this is the same video or not. Let me move it a little bit. If you speak about the whore.
Nowhere does the Bible says that Jesus is God.
Here we go. She's asking about whore. Nowhere in the Bible says that Jesus is God. When all the Bible says that Jesus is God, from the first page, look at this coward. Let us see where the answer.
Bible says,
Here we go. Bible says. Maybe this is not the video.
chapter 15, verse number 26, in the Gospel of John, chapter number.
Yeah, maybe this is not the video about the word whore. I think this is a newer video. I think since then he did not dare to say it, you know, because people, they get him busted, says to him, that is a stupid statement. Let us see here. Okay. Yeah, maybe this one, hold on.
A companion or a spouse, it has no gender. It means a companion or a spouse, it has no gender. For the similar thing is mentioned. Al-Azwaj al-Mutaharin. Many places in the Quran, in Surah Baqarah, chapter number 2, verse number 25, and Surah Nisa, chapter number 4, verse number 57, it says Azwaj al-Mutaharatun, which means companions, pairs. So the word hur is rightly translated by Muhammad Asad as spouse, and also by Abdullah Yusuf Ali. Abdullah Yusuf Ali as companions. So hur actually means a companion or a spouse. It has no gender. For the man, he will get a good.
Did you hear it? The word hur has no gender. And this is the guy, they call him a scholar. Let me give you he can give you a link so you can download it. And maybe the one who will copy my video now, he can cut this part and make it by itself. I mean, this donkey, every single Muslim knew that the whore are females. And there's the Quran says that. The Hadith says that. According to this donkey, who the Muslim, but at that time, you know, he's a stupid. I mean, he's a growing by name, you know. He became famous because he memorized things, right? But he's a stupid. He don't know what he's talking about. And since then, you notice now the same question been asked by the girl, the video we showed you before it, which is a new video. He did not say the same answer no more. Because obviously somebody told you, you idiot, what are you talking about? But now they cannot take the video down. Whore has no gender. Zakir Naik, you idiot, you donkey, you potato. What if I was there in the stage and you were debating me and you say that? How many people will die laughing at you? Huh? How many? And the funny, he says, the translation of Asad, What translation he said? Let me go back. Hold on. Because I want to show you translation of those guys he mentioned. Where is Zakir Naik? Cute Zakir Naik. Let us see a translation he mentioned. Hold on.
Azwajun mutaharatun, which means companion, pair. So the word hur is rightly translated by Muhammad Asad as spouse and also by Abdullah Yusuf Ali.
Yusuf Ali, he translated as a spouse? Okay, I will go to Yusuf Ali. Hold on. This is Yusuf Ali. Like what? It says there's no men or genie touch them, you idiot. No men, no men. Do you see the word no men? This is Yusuf Ali. There's no men or genie touch them. The translation here, by the way, is false, because this is nothing to do with the touch. It's about effing them. The word effing. The word here is used, yatmithahunna, is exactly as the previous translation was saying, is make them lose the skin inside their vagina, as you see, because of intercourse. This is the guy you call him a scholar? You want to play my game? Why did your God made angels with 6 wings and feet? Well, you see, until now, the Muslims, they have no idea what we're talking about. I'm showing you a contradiction. Your prophet says he saw an angel with 600 wings, and this is the only angel he saw. When the Quran says the angels of Allah either have 2 wings, or sorry, 2 wings, or 3 wings, or 4 wings. You see how stupid you are? If your prophet said that the angels of God he saw has 600 wings, and then the Quran says that the angel of Allah either have 2 or 3 or 4 wings, that's mean Muhammad, he did not see an angel of Allah. So all this time you are searching Google to tell me that the Bible says that they have angels have wings? Stupid. This is not what we are showing you. Because either Allah is telling the truth or Muhammad telling the truth. They can't be both telling the truth. So when Muhammad he saw an angel with 600 wings, this angel belonged to who? Are you there, Takbir? The idiot who keeps searching in Google, after 2 hours you come to me with this? So this is what you got from my topic now? That I am making fun of angels have wings? My topic is Allah don't have wings, I go up. Until now I'm waiting for your answer. You said to me don't say jump. I said to you how we go up, you did not dare to answer. We say the angels have wings, Allah have no wings. And even the angels of Allah, either they have 2 or 3 or 4 wings. So how Muhammad he saw an angel with 600 wings and his name is Jibreel? The only solution that Jibreel he went to Thailand and he added extra, you know, in Thailand they make you male, female. They add cushion to your ass, make you a female. They make boobs for you. Whatever you want to add, they can add for you. You want to add a LED in your nipples, they add it there. Did Jibreel go to Thailand and they did that to him? Because Allah, he sent him either with 2 wings or 3 wings or 4 wings. Jibreel arrived to Muhammad with 600. Like what happened? Do you think he used fertilizer? I think it's a fertilizer. I think he got like a fertilizer from Home Depot. You know, it takes him 1,000 years to calm down. So Allah, he put 2 wings there. And you know, those 2 wings, they start like fertilizing. You know, like Jibreel, he do like poo-poo, and the poo-poo come in his wings, and they start to growing and growing everywhere, like weeds, you know. So they became 600. And now look, he go dead. He's not answering. So going back to our topic, how Allah he climbed the throne. Until now, no Muslim can tell us. And why Allah he went in the top of the throne, as long as it's a physical throne. And how Allah can be contained in a throne. And how Allah can be carried by a throne. And how the throne of Allah is carried by 8 angels. He went to Mexico. I used to have a Mexican neighbor. He threw garbage in my garbage can. I told him, my friend, you cannot do that. Don't do that. He said to me, basura, basura. I don't know, I don't speak Spanish, so I thought this is his name. I said, Mr. Basura, you cannot throw garbage in my can. Throw it in yours. What is yours? He said, basura, basura. He don't speak English. I said, Mr. Basura, listen to me. You cannot throw garbage here. This is my basura, basura. Like, what the heck with this basura thing? Okay, I got it. Your name is Basura. I know. Why you keep repeating? And then a guy was walking by. He said, no, basura. He is saying to you, basura mean garbage. Said, oh, okay. So this is what happened to you when you speak languages and you are an Arab. You know, like I thought basura is his name. Anyway, after some time, this guy, he started learning English, and each time he walked in front of me, he says basura. It is funny. When the other guy translated to him, he said he thought your name is Basura. He died laughing. I know Basura is God. You know, once I went to let us take a break from the garbage of Muhammad. Once I went to vacation, and I went to an open buffet, you know. So there's a guy in front of me and his wife with him, and he pointed his finger at the dish, and he said, Ponita. I took the same food. I love it. It was tasty. I thought this is the name of the dish. So second day, I came to the same restaurant. The waitress, she come to me, and I said to her, Ponita. She laughed, and she turned her face. She did not even, like, she didn't say anything like, you want something else? Like, what happened? Anyway, she left. And then she walked by again. I said, where's my Ponita? She laughed again, like, okay, you know. And then she went, she spoke to her friend behind the counter, and she came back with the paper, have a phone number. Like, what the heck? I asked for a dish. She's giving me a phone number. Then I'm waiting. Where's, so a waiter, he came, and he said, hey man, everybody came after me. Where's my, where is my dish? He said, they have like once a week, they have a buffet. The rest of the week, they have normal restaurant. He said, what you order, sir? I said, Ponita. He said, we don't have such a thing. Ponita means beautiful. So the genius me was flirting with the waitress without knowing. She thought I'm flirting with her. I said to her, you're beautiful. So she gave me her phone number. Unbelievable. Yeah. And I told him, no man, I wasn't ordering. Ponita. Oh boy. Hey Muslims, any Ponita around? The Prophet was so Ponita. There's a video actually of Mufti Mink speaking about how the Prophet Muhammad was so Ponita. Not Allah only so Ponita, Muhammad is so Ponita. I don't know, I think maybe he's Mufti Mink, I forgot. Prophet Muhammad description. Maybe it's not Mufti Mink. Who is this guy? I don't know this guy. Yeah, I think this is not Mufti. I always, give a wrong name for this guy. So, brother and sisters, Prophet Muhammad was the most sexy Ponita ever, brother. And the background music.
His eyelashes were long, وَفِي صَوْتِهِ صَهْل, and in his voice was a natural echo. Were long, وَفِي صَوْتِ فَارِهِ وَطْف, and his eyelashes were long. وفي صوته صهل, and in his voice was a natural echo. وفي عنقه سطع, and his neck was elegantly long. وفي لحيته كثاثة, his beard was full and thick. أزج أقرن, his eyebrows were arched, but they were not joined.
Brother, we got it. He was so bonita. Please don't mention that in San Francisco, because your prophet, he is going to have a lot of hump there. I mean, aren't you worried? Have you ever heard of a religion like this? Music in the background. The prophet, his eyelashes is so long. His belly button is so hard. His ass is round. His ears is so good to be licked. His cheek is so good to be touched. His lips is so good to... his tongue. Like, what the heck is this? Are we talking about a prophet of God or a prostitute?
It was separated. In Samat فَعَلَيْهِ الْوَقَارِ, when he was silent, dignity covered
I have a hadith about his fart. I don't know if that's what you are talking about. The second Muhammad, he mute because he's squeezing himself.
him. وَإِن تَكَلَّمَ سَمَاهُ وَعَلَاهُ الْبَهَاءِ,
That's it.
and when he spoke, it was audible in...
This is why the Arab, they keep laughing at him when he talk. This is why, according to you Muslims, he spent most of his life, nobody convert to Islam. As long as all those things about him, how them, I mean, if he have those things, the women alone in the town, they will believe in him. If Muhammad have those things, every single woman in the town, she will believe in him just to get him. Hey prophet, I will believe in you, you marry me, huh? I mean, think about it. I mean, this guy is, he's not a human. His voice have echo. Brothers and sisters. Today we are going to talk about Mr. Echo, okay, Mr. Bean. The difference between Mr. Echo and Mr. Bean, because Bean can be cooked, but Mr. Echo cannot be cooked, but we can be heard. Today we are going to talk about Allah, and the echo, reason for the echo is the bathroom, room. For it's empty, there's no furniture. The prophet, he have a lot of echo because he's a drum. He's empty from inside, side. And everyone, like the prophet, cannot have an echo, because only the prophet is an echo wish. His sound have an echo. His voice have an echo. They don't worship Muhammad, they worship Allah. What else?
Clear, almost commanding and overtaking. أجمل الناس وأبهاهم من بعيد, from afar, the most striking and outstanding in appearance.
You see, in Arabic he says Ajmal, the most beautiful, but in translation he did not say the word Ajmal. Why? Coward potato. He's so beautiful.
أحسنهم وأجملهم من قريب, and when he came near, the best of them and the most handsome of them in closeness. حلو المنطق.
But I want to show you the point when a guy, he was walking at night. And you see this guy now, later he will cry. He's crying, like, because it's so good, brother, so good. So there's a guy, he was coming, and then it was dark time. Look, they will put for you now in the background the moon. Huh?
He says, I came out one night, I came out one night, it was the full moon night.
Full moon. Look how emotional he is. Look, he cannot even talk about it. But come on. I mean, if I am in your place, I will not even able to open my mouth, brother. Look, he's squeezing himself. Did you notice? Did you see the act? You see the act, the movie? He cannot even talk no more, like what I will say. Look.
And I looked at the moon, and in the desert, understand, the moon is an awesome sight. It is smooth, it is radiant, It is clear, it is gentle compared to the scorching sun at which they are used to. So the moon was the epitome of beauty. So he says, I came out at a full moon night and I looked at the moon and I saw it beautiful, handsome. So I said, let me go see if the moon is more handsome or my prophet is more handsome.
I have to prove a point. I'm going to look at the moon. I'm going to look at the prophet. And I want to see who is going to beat who. Today, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, we have a competition of Mrs. Beauty of the Sky. Moon versus Muhammad. Guess who will win? I mean, it's hard to guess. I mean, like, come on. Because they are so close. I mean, like, we have a moon and we have a Muhammad. And now, okay, now the moon will come with the bikini. Okay, Mrs. Moon now wearing bikini. And now Mrs. Okay, Moon. Moon now wearing now yellow bikini. And Moon is walking by. Okay, Moon almost fell down because he has wearing high heels. So Moon, he lost 1 point. And now we have Mrs. Muhammad.
Let me see if that is more beautiful or the prophet is more beautiful. So I went and I saw him standing afar. So I looked at his face and I looked at the moon. And
I look at his face and I look at the moon. I look at his face and I look at the moon. And I look at his face and I look at the moon. And I look at his face and I look at the moon. And I look at the face and I look at his moon. Like, what's wrong with you Muslims? I mean, aren't you even ashamed of this stupidity? So this guy was flipping his head left and right, up and down for 20, 15, 30 minutes. Look at that thing. Like, what's happening here? This is too much action, man.
Out at a full moon night and I looked at the moon and I saw it beautiful, handsome. So I said, let me go see if the moon is more handsome or my prophet is more handsome. Let me see if...
You know what? You are safe and secure because you live in different country. If you say, that, you see guys, did he say, let me see if? How dare you to say if? For sure the prophet is better. Did this guy stay alive after he said the word if? Hey Muslim, did you let him live? He said if. I mean, can you even imagine? He wanted to see if the moon is better. If. How do you allow that? Where is the mujahideen? Where is the peaceful religion? The guy, he said, if the prophet is, if the moon is better, or if, there's no if here. For sure the prophet. Stupid idiot. You made me cry now.
that is more beautiful or the prophet is more beautiful. So I went and I saw him standing afar. So I looked at his face and I looked at the moon and I looked at his face and I looked at the moon and I looked at his face.
Hold on. He was a little bit far. So do we have a flashlight? So how he saw him in the dark? The face of the prophet is radiant, you know, radiation. So the prophet was a little far. So he looked at the face of the prophet, he still can see it. Okay, for sure, the prophet, his face is shiny. So I look at the face, I look at the prophet, I look at the face, I look at the finger, look at this finger. Muhammad is there. He's giving Muhammad a finger. Don't do that.
Standing afar. So I looked at his face and I looked at the moon and I looked at his face and I looked at the moon and I looked at his face and I looked at the moon.
Okay guys, tomorrow we will continue the program. We look at the face and we look at the moon. And tomorrow our topic will be, we look at the face and we look at the moon. We look at... Man worshippers, cowards. This is how they make him a prophet. You see, they don't spend their God, their time speaking about their God, how beautiful he is, because they don't know how their God look like. And now they fabricated stories about a man, how good looking he is. Well, if he is good looking, so why the father of Khadija refused to marry her to him? If he is very good, he is the best in ethic, he is the best looking, and yet the father of Khadija almost, he went to kill him. Anyone knows how Khadija she married Muhammad? Who knows how Khadija she married Muhammad? Remember, we are changing the topic now because not even a Muslim, once a Muslim can tell us how Allah climbed the throne. They don't know. Stupid religion cult. We waited all this time, nobody is answering. How Khadija she married Muhammad? If I tell you that Khadija, she is a fraud, and Muhammad is a fraud, and Khadija and Muhammad, they did a conspiracy against the father of Khadija, they made him drunk. Imagine the ethical prophet, in order to marry Khadija, they made the father drunk. And you believe it or not, this is written in their books. How in the world this man can be good anyway? Imagine a person, he want to marry your daughter and you don't agree. So what you do? He make you drunk. He dress you your suit in the morning. You wake up, you say to him, why I'm wearing my suit? They even lie. They said to him, oh, yesterday you married me to Muhammad. Like, what? I did not do that. He did not. The guy, he did not. But they just want him to believe that when he was drunk, he did it. The guy, he wasn't convinced. And then Khadija, she said to him, well, do you want the people to know that you are a stupid idiot and your daughter did that to you? And this is the hadith. And this is from Al-Bidayah and Al-Nihaya. And you can use Google translation. And this is mentioned in many places. She made her father drunk. This is the filthy Muhammad and the filthy Khadija. Even their life started by a scam and a fraud. A woman, she made her father drunk. And then after she said to him, this is what happened when you're drunk. He said, I'm going to kill him. I will never accept that. They fabricated tons of lies about Muhammad to make him look like a good person, but their book says the opposite. Any Muslim is going to say to me, this is not true? There is no such a story? If there is such a story or not? A fraud who started his life by a fraud, how he ended to be a prophet. Anyone? So today we could not really get an answer for how Allah he climbed his throne. We found a lot of contradictions. We found that Muslims, they have no idea who is their God. We found that the Muslims, they say that Allah is up, but 12 hours later Allah is down. We found that no Muslim can answer anything. And we found that Allah is a joke. And until now, I'm waiting for a Muslim who is willing to call me. I will open my pal talk if there's anyone. He can tell me how Allah, he climbed to the throne. If there is any Muslim here, he can do so. If there is any Muslim can tell us how Allah, he climbed to the throne. And why Allah, he sat on the throne anyway? What exactly is the purpose of his throne? The Bible speaks about the throne, but the throne of God is heaven and earth. God, he says, sky is my throne and earth is my footstool, which means everywhere is my throne. Everywhere is my authority. Allah, he sat on the throne, he climbed the throne. His throne is physical and he is physical. What Allah, he did by sitting there and what he accomplished. How he climbed there. Oh, this is Trump? You know what? I don't know. I thought it's Allah. I don't know. Like, guys, I'm getting old. Honestly, I searched, like I searched in Google, Allah throne. Honestly, I searched for Allah throne. I got a Trump. Unbelievable, man. What's wrong with Google? We search for Allah throne, we find the Trump. I don't know, Trump is real, Allah is not. Prove me wrong. Any Muhammadan? Well, think about it. Yes, Trump, he have two hands. Allah have two hands. The difference is, Allah, he have two hands in the right side of his shoulder. You remember that, right? I mean, even this God, even his hands is in the wrong location. He have a defect. Both his hands are right. Unbelievable. Look at this. I mean, how in the world you Christian don't want to worship such a God who have two hands, both of them they are right? Isn't it fantastic? By the way, when I was born, my mom, she said to me that I used to have two right hands. And they were wondering, like, why? I mean, why I got two hands on the right side? Why? Anyway, they woke up second day in the morning, they found my two right hand in the left side. Like, what the heck? They switch. So every day I wake up in the morning, I find sometimes they are in the right side, sometimes in the left side, and I put the watch in the right hand. Then I find my right hand in the left side. Like, what the heck? And I was so upset. You know, this is true story, by the way. Sahih Bukhari. I mean, why you people don't believe in it? What's wrong with you? How come if I tell a story, it is really strange, a crazy story? But if Muhammad says his God have two hands and both are right hands, nobody wonder why. Hey Muslims, why Allah have two hands on the right side? I mean, is that a birth defect? Should we make a surgery? Can't Allah fix himself? And as long both his hand in the right side is Allah is right person, like he walk in the right direction, don't go left. So if I want to shake hand with Allah, okay, hold on. Let us say that this is Allah. Hold on. Okay, I found another picture for Allah. This is not Allah. What the heck? This is Trump again. Okay, so let us say that this is Allah, and now both his hands are in the right side. So this will be the right for me in my screen here, will be this area. So this is the hands of Allah. He have two hands. Okay, we will erase the other hands. So now if I come from this direction and I hit Allah, he cannot respond to me because his hands in the other side. Unbelievable. You have two right hands. Okay, I'm convinced. So is Trump. Unbelievable. Do we have any Muhammadan want to say anything? Like, look now, we put the picture of Trump, the liberals will go crazy. Pelosi will have heart attack. She will call YouTube. And Joe Biden, he will say, YouTube, there's a channel by the guy's name, you know the thing, the thing, what his name? You know the thing, like, okay, but the name of the channel, where he have the picture of Trump, your enemy. Okay, we are created all, by the thing, So, they put it, like, okay, but who's this guy? Where we can find him? You know the thing, okay? Thank you. And this is exactly the Muslim response to us when we speak about their God. You know the thing. Who is Allah? You know the thing. How dare you to ask the question? How dare you? This is how we answer a question. How dare you? What? How dare you? How what? How dare you?
That he is just an imagination, and how can someone see an imagination whereas Allah has promised to show himself to the people of Jannah? Zainab, these issues are very sensitive.
Sensitive, sister.
As Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, as
as Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, supposedly they are the best of the Muslims. Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Sunnah is those who follow the steps of the Prophet, supposedly. But be careful with that, my friend. None of them follow the steps of the Prophet. As an example, the Prophet, he forbid them from doing anything the Western people do, or the Christians do, or the Jews do. And look at them. They use internet, they use TV, and they have cell phones. And even they dress like Western, most of them. Same time, they live in Islamic countries, and those who live in non-Muslim country, they pay tax to the kuffar, and this is forbidden in Islam. All of them, they have TV. All of them, they watch movies, and all of them, they have porn, and all of them, they are Sunnah. The Prophet, he used to watch porn too. He have different way. He have real women. He do not need. He kidnap women from their houses and he raped them. So we are the people of the Sunnah. We are the people of Sunnah and Majah.
believers of the Quran and the Sunnah, with the understanding of the three favored generations, we do not use our logic when it comes to Allah Azza wa Jalla.
We don't use our logic.
So when it comes to...
Okay, hold on. We don't use our logic when it's come to Allah. Hey, Trump. What say you? What say you? Like, okay, the Muslims, they don't use their logic when it's come to their... Can we use logic of Trump? Hey, Trump, what do you think? Make America great again. Okay, Trump, we're talking about Allah. Make America great again. Okay, Trump. Okay, listen, Trump. This is serious. We're talking about religion now. What is your logic about Allah? Make America, Trump again, great again. What? We don't use our logic, so use the logic of who? Which logic? You don't use the logic of, you don't use your logic, so you don't use any logic. Yeah, we don't use our logic. This is Allah. When it's come to Allah, just don't ask, don't question, don't imagine. Just take it as it is. As big as poo-poo as it can be. What's sawajal? I don't know what sawajal is. I know you are quoting the wrong word. There's no such a thing, sawajal. Look at this guy. This guy is even better. This guy is even more hilarious. You know? Allah, Allah, where is Allah? Where is Allah? He will tell you where is Allah.
He talks about himself, but we don't say it's going to be like my hand. Does he have knuckles? Does he have a fingerprint? What is that? What do you... Is it got a face? He got eyebrows? Yeah. Why do you want to do that?
Why you do that?
We want to play. Okay? This is not something to play with. This is, you're talking about your Creator. If he says something in his book, okay, accept that. And if you don't understand it, go to your scholars and ask them.
Okay, and you are a scholar. And now you are saying to them, don't ask. And the funny, those converters, they convert and they like it because they get the attention, they have salary. Both of them, they used to be homeless, they have no jobs, nobody cared for them. And now they take them to conferences, they take them around the world, big salary, they live like kings, they became superstars, they go everywhere, they wait for them in the airport, 5-star hotels, and they make lecturers, and none of them, he knows what he's talking about. This is reality. How many videos I have here? This is the guy about the hands. This is the guy about the hands too. This is the guy about the prophet. I mean, where is those people coming from? Can women pray in public place? I mean, guys, if you see what YouTube show me in the side, I don't even think about the topic when I go live usually. YouTube suggests things for me, and I die laughing when I say, "Can a woman pray in public?" No, brother, she cannot. But she can give her boobs. Yeah, but she cannot pray in public, brother. Haram, because she will bend over and people will see her ass. Can you prove that Allah is the moon god? Yeah, we can prove it so easy. Are you a Muslim? The Quran says that Allah, the Arab, they believe Allah have 3 daughters. Allat, Al-Uzza, wa Manat al-Thalithah al-Ukhra. Okay. Go read the story about them. You will see that those people believe that the sun god married from the moon god, and they have 3 daughters. That's it. Otherwise, Muslims need to explain to us how the Arab, they come to a conclusion and believe that Allah have 3 daughters. Everything have a reason, correct? Everything have a reason. Okay, the Arab, all the Arab, with no exception, all of them believe that Allah have 3 daughters. From who? Are you getting my point? From who? This is the story of the moon god marrying from the sun god, and they have 3 daughters. Very simple. The moon god is not the moon, by the way. Like I saw a silly person, his name is James White. They said, a person asked him, do the Muslim worship the moon god? He says, the Quran says don't worship the moon. That's because he's a donkey. The moon god is not the moon. There's God who is controlled of the moon, and God who is in control of the sun. And they are in competition. Those who live in cold areas, they worship the sun god. for it is cold. So they dream about the sun coming. Those who live in the desert, like the Arab and the Middle Eastern, most of them, they worship the moon god, for it is desert, it's hot, and moon, as you see the guy was describing for you, I look at the moon, I look at the, he was describing how nice the moon is. Why? Because the Arab, they hate the sun. It is the one who killed their grass, it's the one who killed their animals, it is the one who killed them with a drought, and they have no water. So the moon god and the sun god, they get married, they have 3 daughters. And I challenge any Muslim to tell me how the Arab and all the Arab, they worship a God, his name is Allah, he have 3 daughters. Where is this coming from? Same time, if we go to different chapter in the Quran, we will find that Ibrahim, according to Muhammad, he called the son, Hada Rabbi, Hada Akbar. Chapter 6, verse number 75, 76, 77, 78. So Abraham, when the night covered the darkness, he saw a kawkab. Kawkab is a planet, it's not really a star. He said, this is my God. Here he did not use Akbar, he used this is my Lord. Okay, Hada Rabbi. Then when he saw the moon rising, he said, this is my Lord. But when he saw the sun, he said, this is Akbar. You see it? They translated the word Akbar as a greater. How come he called the sun greater or Akbar, according to translation? Why? For that is the popular name of the sun. Akbar. This is why the Muslims, they say Allahu Akbar. For Muhammad, he unified the gods of the Arabian Peninsula. There is Allah and there is Akbar. They have sex together and they have 3 daughters. Your God is one, Allah Akbar. This is why the Muslim, when they say Allahu Akbar. Hu in Arabic means and. We have tons of proofs. What about if we go to the star verse? Actually, no, let us go to a different one. Hold on. If we go to chapter Yasin, chapter 36, this one alone is enough to prove to us the whole story. Look with me. Now read with me the verse carefully. Ya sin. Sin. Ya is an old Aramaic Egyptian word, mean God. Ya is a word mean God. Whatever name come after it is the name of that God. God, sin. Go right now and search in Google. Sin God or God sin. What you will find? It is the moon god. You see it? You ask the Muslims, what does that mean? They say to you, God knows best what he meant by this. Now, can you believe it? And not only that, in different interpretation, they give you their own, they start like trying to find an answer, and they admit that this is a Syriac word. But isn't it the Quran says, Allah, he said, we made the Quran an Arabic book? Syriac language. And it's true. It's from the Syriac language. Sin is the moon god. which is the Syriac, long time ago, they used to believe and to worship. The people of the Babylon, the people of Assyria, the people of the Akkad, the people of Mesopotamia, the Chaldean, the Assyrian, very well known God, very ancient. This is why you see in the old art or old, let's say ancient drawing or art, you will see always the moon in their drawing. For the ruler, he ruled by the moon god power. And they have, this God, he have 3 daughters, as you see in the screen. You see, those are the 3 daughters of Allah. So, isn't it strange that the Quran says Allah have 3 daughters, according to the Arab, and those people, they have a God, he's the moon God, he have 3 daughters too? And not to mention the chapter of An-Najm, verse number 1. Who is swearing here? By who? When the cousin of Muhammad, he said to him, I'm not going to believe in the God of the star. Muhammad, he said to him, aren't you afraid that the dog of Allah will eat you? Who is the God of the star? Muslims, who is the God of the star? And which star we are talking about? Any Muslim can tell us? It is a specific star or a specific planet. Any Muslim can help us? You'll find the answer for this in chapter 53, verse number 49. Do you see it? Do you see it? So who is this God? Who is the Lord of who? Sirius? And even in the translation they say to you, he is the Lord of a star the Arab pagan they used to worship. Can you believe it? Why Allah saying he is the Lord of the star? He want to prove that he is higher authority? But you just said you are his Lord, so he's true. See, if I say to you that I am the Lord of this star, and you are worshipping that star, I'm saying to you, worship it, I am his Lord. He present me. Actually, one of the names of Muhammad, they used to call him Abu Kabsha. I know, like, I don't talk about those things usually, but you see, as usual, you have always there is a reason to say things. So you have like, let's say, the information is in the shelf, you have to give me a reason to pick up the book or the memory. Any Muslim here? Why they call him Abu Kabsha? Ibn Abi Kabsha. You go to the history, you will see that Kabsha is not really a name of a person. Even they saw it's a person who used to take care of Muhammad. But there's more than that. Maybe a different time we will talk about this topic. Actually, if you go to the same chapter here we are reading, and you read the interpretation of like Al-Baghawi as an example, or you go to Al-Qurtubi, you will see that people, they call him Abu Kabsha because simply he worshiping a god who present that name. In the Muslim interpretation, they say to you, oh no, they call him this way because there's a guy who don't agree with them about worshipping this star, and his name is Abu Kabsha, so they call him Abu Kabsha too. And this is how confused they are. And you know, the Muslims, they have the moon sign in the top of their mosque, and nobody can explain to us why then you have a moon. Even when the Quran speaks about fasting the month of Ramadan. Fasting the month of Ramadan. No, where in the Quran says fast the month of Ramadan. It says fast the moon of Ramadan. Here, chapter 2, verse number 185, you will see the Muslims saying the month of Ramadan, but nowhere the word month is mentioned. They will say to you, no, it says the word month, for this is the word shahr. But this is how the word is used today. The word shahr is not even an Arabic word. The word shahr is a moon. So the moon of Ramadan. This is why if you go actually in the same translation, you will see it says. If you change this one, the word month, with the word moon, which is the accurate, you can go, by the way, even in the Hebrew, the word shahr in Hebrew is moon. So in the moon of Ramadan, which was revealed the Quran, okay, so this is when Muhammad received the Quran. Guidance for mankind, no problem. All right. So whoever of you cite the word what? Cite what? Cite the moon. You cannot cite the month. See, here translation is showing you how stupid the translator. He used the word month, but the verse is speaking about citing that thing. You have to see it. And then between two brackets, they say to you, the crescent moon. Do you see it? Do you see what I'm talking about? You cannot cite the month. You cite the moon. So the word shahr here never mentioned. The word here is the word, the word month is not mentioned. What is mentioned is the word shahr, which is a word mean the moon. So whoever of you cite the moon. Now here the question is, okay, well, the Muslims, they are the same as the Jews. They have the calendar of the moon. But why when you cite a certain moon, a moon called Ramadan, that moon is where you fast. And that moon is where Allah is in the Quran. You see, both of them, they happen, or Allah, He chose, according to the Quran, that the same moon where Allah is in the Quran is the same moon which is called Ramadan. The same moon you fast. And when you cite the moon, you fast. So it is not a calendar, it is sighting of a moon. So why? Because the Quran believe that there is 12 moon for Allah. Allah have 12 moons. Ramadan is one of them. Debate me why you are scared. Joseph, I'm really scared. I don't know what to do. Thank you, Joseph. Please. See here? The number of moons in the sight of Allah, not months, this is false translation, is a 12 moon. Which moon the Muslim they have to fast is the moon they sight. It's called Ramadan. And where the Muslim they get that from? They get it from the Sabi, and the Sabi and they believe that every month there is a new moon. It's not the same moon. And the moon of Ramadan is the one who appear in certain time in the year, and then they go and they welcome him second year in different city. Let's say he land in Los Angeles and then he fly in San Diego. When he talk about the moon god, but you don't mention it because you are scared from the truth. He was in the land of Cyprus. Okay, very good. Now, when this guy, by the way, he say things to you like the guy in the text, don't think he's a crazy. He's just a stupid fool, believing in some stories Muslim they say, and they are confused. According to some Shia, they say that Muhammad, Allah, he sent him in a journey for 12,000 years. And in this year, this 12,000 years, journey in a boat, the Prophet, he sweat 124,000 drop of sweat. And from every sweat, Allah created the Prophet. And if there's a Muslim want to say this is not true, I can show you the reference, no problem. So, how many moon to Allah? 12 moon. This is why Muhammad, he refused the behavior of the Arab. The Arab, they understand very well that their calendar, the moon calendar, is wrong. So what they do? They change they add 1 month to their calendar every 3 years. Do we have any Muslim want to say anything? So the Arab, they used to be smart, you know, not as many they try to make, you know, make you believe. That's why they refused Muhammad. And Muhammad, he did not convince them, he conquered them. That's why if you go in the Quran, you will see it says an-nasi, which is what? Which is an additional month the Arab they used to add to their year. And Muhammad, he forbid them from doing that, said this is a sign of kufr. Why? Because the year for Allah is a 12 moon. Those people are adding 1 more moon. Do you see it? This is a chapter 9, verse number 37. Show the reference about Cyprus. You show what, you are the one who mentioned it. Get out of here, potato. So the reference about Cyprus, your prophet is everywhere. Your prophet was found in China too, potato. So Abu Kabsha was an ancestor of the Prophet who worshipped Ceres star, hence pagans used to make Muhammad remember you worship God of, yeah, there's many stories about it, depend who is the one telling the story. The funny here, Tammy, you are saying that Muhammad worship God, but the Muslims agree that all those people, they worship Allah anyway. So the interpretation of those Muslims is a fabrication. And let me show you. Give me a second. If you go right now in the Quran, you will see the word mushrikeen. The second you say mushrikeen, you admit that they worship Allah. Do you see it? The Muslim here translate the word as disbeliever. The fact this is not true. They translate it as mushrikeen, a disbeliever. But the disbelievers are not exist in the verse. Mushrikeen is those who worship Allah and they worship someone beside him, or they take someone to intercede for him. And all the Arab, they believe in Allah and they ask intercessor to intercede to Allah. That's all. So when those Muslims, they give the interpretation saying that this guy, he was an ancestor of Muhammad and he used to worship the star, or he worship the sun or the moon or the star series, whatever, and then you don't worship him, that's a lie. Because even that one, he was worshipping Allah. That's why they are called mushrikeen. Mushrikeen is not people who believe in different God. That's not true. Actually, I can show you a video. Let me search for it. About this. And you will see that the mushrikeen, they believe exactly in what the Muslims believe. All of them, they worship Allah. All those who live in Mecca, they worship Allah, with no exception. I'm just searching for the video. Give me a second. And sometimes, you find the video right away. Sometimes it takes time, because you need to remember exactly the exact title of the video to find it. Okay, hold on. All right, here we go. I found the video. Listen and love. You Muslims and the kuffar are the same thing. Both of you worshiping Allah. All of you are a slave of Allah. The difference is you switch from the daughters of Allah as an intercessor to Muhammad. Both of you are mushrikeen.
Is the opinion that invoking the saints, it is haram and it is evil and it is an evil innovation, a religious innovation, a bid'ah. and it is a stepping stone to shirk. It is opening the doors to shirk, but it is not shirk in and of itself unless that action is accompanied by a belief that you're calling out to a God. It is accompanied by a belief that you are deifying that entity that you are calling.
So invoking is considered to be shirk on the Day of Judgment. And this is what the Prophet said, ad-du'a.
But they invoke Muhammad. Did you see? Invoking, and he will say in Arabic, ad-du'a huwa ibadah. Invoking is a worship, but they invoke Muhammad.
Invoking, making dua is worship. Not
See?
a form of worship, no, is worship. This is the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. Do not take knowledge from the likes of me or the likes of him. Take knowledge from real scholars.
So you are a scumbag, right? So don't take it from him. Don't take it from you. So why you are talking? I mean, do you see the stupidity? Don't take knowledge from someone like me or someone like him. Take it from your scholar. So why you are there? You are what? You are fake? Aftermarket?
This quote unquote renowned scholar, he's a da'i. He does not qualify to be a scholar. He's a student of knowledge.
Brother Nawaz from India, he emails a very lengthy question describing certain issues that are going on in his area, in his district, and mentioning some of the sectarian problems that are happening in his homeland. But in particular, there's a question that is of very relevance to us. And he mentions that in his particular town, the majority of people follow a interpretation of Islam in which they are encouraged to visit the graves and to invoke the saints for their needs. And he is saying that recently he has come across a new, scholar, he has not heard of this, new group, and he mentions it by name, and he has benefited from this group and online and whatnot. And this new group is saying that the practices of his culture and of his people are actually shirk, and that anybody who does these types of practices of invoking the saints is in fact committing shirk. So now he is emailing me asking that he has heard a number of my lectures, and now what does he do, because his family and his entire society is involved in these rulings. But today's topic is to call out and say, Ya Ali Madad, Ya Abdul Qadir al-Jilani, Ya Rasul.
Let us go to the important thing for me in this video. Look what he will say.
Take knowledge from the likes of me or the likes.
Commercial. Let us skip the commercial. Hold on. And you will see he described for you that the Muslim and the Mushrikeen, they are worshipping the same religion. Both are the same. Pagan.
Scholars. This quote unquote renowned scholar, he's a da'i. He does not qualify to be a scholar. He's a student of knowledge. So there are so many of us. We are fortunate to be famous because Allah has blessed us with this gift, and after that with the media. Had it not been to Peace TV, Huda TV, Zat TV, Islam Channel, Iqra, etc., and the social media, nobody would have known anything about us.
What is the question? Let us go to what he speak about the Mushrikeen.
With us, and he beated us. So the man says, we follow him. He said, my son, the religion of Allah is one. And I see that you keep on hopping from one religion to the other. This is not Islam. So those who adopt for most of their life a particular opinion, then they change to a second opinion. Well, give them some time and they will change to a third opinion.
Yeah, but this is what Muhammad do. He allow muta, he forbid muta, he haram muta. He make a verse says in the case of murder, free for free, women for women, slave for slave. Second day he changed his mind. There's tons, everything Muhammad he said in the beginning, he changed it later, and then he forbid it, and then he allowed it. Exactly what he's saying. Stupid people, fake people, they change their mind in 2 seconds.
Are these people worthy of being followed? In matters of aqidah?
No, we cannot.
Definitely not.
No.
Now, Mehwish said,
Like how Allah, He allow mut'ah, and then He forbid mut'ah, and then He allow mut'ah, and then He forbid mut'ah. He just said the truth for you. Those who change their mind about religion and about the orders of Allah, should we follow them? No way.
he says that it's permissible. I doubt he says it's permissible. I would suggest or presume that he said it is not shirk, but it is prohibited. Because if he says that it is permissible, then he would have gone to the dark side, which is the super Sufis who believe and worship truly the graved people. But he thinks that it's a sinful thing, but it's not shirk. And why would someone say that? Nowadays, we are in an era where people compromise their religion. So in order to gather as many people around us and to gather as many followers, being a tolerant...
Let us go. I want the answer about the mushrikeen.
The vast majority of them, of the people, the inhabitants of earth, would not believe in Allah except while committing shirk.
See?
What is their belief in Allah Azza wa Jal? It's the same belief of the pagans and the idol worshippers.
Exactly.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
The pagans and the idol worshippers used to believe that Allah is the provider, that Allah...
Are you there? The one who asked me the question? Do you see what the one who said that this guy was from the ancestor of Muhammad and he used to worship different God? No, he was not. No, that's not true. It's the same God. All the Arab of Quraysh, they worship the same God, Allah. And he just said to you, you heard it.
Worshippers. Are you serious? Yeah. The pagans and the idol worshippers used to believe that Allah is the provider, that Allah is the giver of life and death, that Allah is the creator, that Allah is the facilitator of their affairs. It's all over the Quran. If you read the Quran, don't look to scholar so-and-so different with scholar so-and-so. Go to the sources. The Quran says to us in black and white that pagans and idol worshippers believed in Allah Azza wa Jalla.
Do you see it? Where's the guy who said to me that this was the ancestor? This is a false interpretation. They try to save the ass of Muhammad from being spanked. But all the Quran say clearly that the Arab, they worship a God. His name is Allah. The rest is a company. They are just intercessor. Sorry, they do intercede. That's it. So, and the funny, the Muslims, they say those are pagans. And they worship what? They worship Allah. How they are pagan, they worship Allah? They are pagan because Islam is a pagan religion. When you will open my Pal Talk, I can open it for you, my friend Ahmed. Are you a Muslim? Are you a Muslim?